In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this stretch text effect right inside of Adobe After Effects. So let's get into it. So once you're inside of Adobe After Effects, we first want to begin by creating a brand new text layer. So we'll go up onto the top bar of After Effects, and next to the pen tool, we can see this T icon. Select the T icon, select anywhere on your composition, and we'll just type out a word of your choice. So I'm going to do Brooker. Now we'll select all of that. We'll go into the character window. And if you can't see the character window, then just go up into window and make sure character window is selected. You should see a tick on the left of it, and that means it is activated. But once you've got that activated, you just want to go into your character window, and we can change the font. We can change the color of the font. Can increase the size, add some weight to this if you like. Or if you like, you can capitalize this. It's completely up to you, but once you're happy with the look of your text, you just want to drop that in the middle of the frame. There we go. So we've got our text. It is now sitting in the middle of our composition, but it's not doing anything. So this is where we're going to do the stretched text animation effect. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and we'll make a copy of that text layer. So we'll select the text layer, hold Command C and Command V. So copy and paste. Now from here, we'll go up into the rectangle tool. So you want to select the rectangle tool. We'll use a mark on here as a reference. So we'll select this green line and we'll make a mask on the left side of the text. Now we're just going to select those 2 right points and we'll move that over to the left just a pinch. So just an ever so small amount, we'll just pull that to the left. Now we'll go to that first layer and we'll do the same thing, but this time we're going to do that on the right side. And like we did last time, we're just going to select those 2 points and we're just going to pull them over to the right. So as you can see, we've got a bit missing from the middle. So from here, we're just going to go ahead and we'll make a copy of that top text there. So we'll go Command C, Command V. And then we're just going to grab those 2 left points of the mask. So select the top left and the top right. And we'll move this over to the right so that it now fills this gap. So that is around here. There we go. Now from here, to make life easier for ourselves, we need to go ahead and label these layers. So let's select the bottom layer. We'll right click and select rename. We'll call this right. Second layer, we'll rename and call this left. And then the top layer we can rename, and we can rename this to middle. So we've got the middle, the left and the right, and the stretching is going to happen on this middle layer. So we'll stretch that middle part and everything is going to move over to the left and the right. Now we'll go 1 second over to the right. Doesn't have to be 1 second, just roughly a second over. And we'll create a brand new keyframe on the position on the right and the left layers. So select both of those, press P on the keyboard, and that's going to select position. Create a brand new keyframe by selecting the stopwatch icon on both. Then we'll move a second over to the right. Deselect those layers. We'll select the left layer and we'll pull the left over. Select the right layer and we'll pull the right over. So there you go. Animating the position on the left and the right basically means that the left and the right side of this word are now going to separate from that stretched middle part. Of course, though, at the moment, that middle part is not stretching, so we need to create that stretch animation so that this middle character meets up to this side and this side. So we'll hover over that first keyframe that we created on these 2 layers. We'll go into the middle layer, select the drop down arrow, select transform, and we'll go ahead and we'll create a new keyframe on position and scale. Now it's really important that we uncheck this link here. So this button here is linking the horizontal and the vertical axis. And if we don't turn it off, when we increase the scale, it's going to do this. And we don't want that. So we're just going to unlink that. And that means we can increase the horizontal axis on its own rather than affecting the vertical as well at the same time. And from here, we're just going to increase the scale on the horizontal axis. And as you can see, it's meeting the right just a little bit too soon. So we'll pull the position of this over to the left, back into the middle. We'll increase the scale again. Move that back over to the left. Increase the scale again, just a little bit more. And we're almost there, as you can see. And nice, there we go. So as you can see, we've now got the stretching text effect happening in the middle. Of course, though, at the moment, though, that animation starts quite abruptly and finishes quite abruptly. So we're going to select all of our keyframes. So we'll expand this bottom module, open a touch. We'll select all of those keyframes. We'll right click on one of them, select keyframe assisted and select easy ease. By adding some easy ease keyframe interpolation onto these keyframes, it basically means that After Effects is going to slowly ease in and out of each keyframe. This is a much more natural way of doing animation. So there you go. You can see we have now got our stretch effect right inside of Adobe After Effects. Now, if you wanted to group all of these text layers together, you can do so via two ways. You can create a brand new null object, parent everything to that null object, and if you wanted to increase the scale, position, rotation, anything like that, then you can do so by just adjusting the null object. Or alternatively, if you select all of those layers, right click and select pre-compose, we can pre-comp this into a stretch text layer. And this basically means rather than working with 3 individual layers, all of that has been turned into one video asset. This is definitely a much easier and cleaner way of editing when you're dealing with larger projects. And there you go. That is the stretch text effect right inside of Adobe After Effects. I really appreciate your support and I will see you in the next video. See you there.